Madden football is the home of Super Bowl 57, and this historic matchup is brought to you by EA Sports. It's the Cincinnati Bengals and the Philadelphia Eagles, and it's coming up next.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. We count down the kickoff, and this should be an epic one here, as it'll be the AFC champions Cincinnati Bengals taking on the NFC champions, the Philadelphia Eagles. Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis and CD, the Bengals. Well, they're officially no fluke. Champions of the AFC for a second consecutive year.
And how about the Cincinnati Bengals franchise? Before last year, they had not won a playoff game since January of 1991. They are now 0-3 in Super Bowls with the loss last year to the Rams. 2 previously to Joe Montana, the 49ers in the 1980s, looking to get their first championship in this one.
Meanwhile, it took until Super Bowl 52 for the Eagles to lift the Lombardi Trophy for the first time, and not too many players are left from that squad 5 years ago, but this new group is looking to write a new chapter of Eagles lore.
Yeah, we certainly all remember that performance in the win over New England. Nick Foles throwing for 373 yards, catching the Philly special that will go down as one of the most iconic play calls in Super Bowl history. Now they're back and looking to make it 2 titles in 6 years.
The hype and the talk is over. We're set for the big one. Super Bowl 57. Away we go from Arizona. From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. So now here comes the Eagles offense as they get ready to take over. Leading them out, the 3rd-year player from Oklahoma by way of Alabama, Jalen Hurts.
And he spoke very eloquently and passionately on media day about what a victory here would mean for him. He knows this just isn't any other game. This is the kind of game that stays with you for a lifetime. If there's anyone on this field tonight who's most ready for this moment, I think it's this man right here.
They start on the ground here at Sanders. And he'll be out right at the 35. That's a pickup of 11 and a first down on their first offensive play. Well, one unit I know you want to watch is that offensive line. If they keep clearing holes like that, it could be a long night defensively.
No doubt about it, because when they're in sync, as we're seeing so far, when that continuity is there and you can see that they're playing off of each other while controlling the defensive front linebackers, you're exactly right. It could be a very long night for the defense because someone's going to run for some big yardage.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. He'll look to throw. Over the middle, he's got Watkins. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. It's a gain of 13 and a first down for Philadelphia. They'll look to throw. He'll get this one complete. That's A.J. Brown. And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43.
They kept the receiver in the short field, but that let his quarterback get the ball quickly to him before either guy in double coverage could react.
Here's 2nd and a yard. Hurts going to take this himself. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Call it no gain on the keeper, and it's going to bring up a third down. Well, for that being an option play, there really weren't too many options available for him, were there?
No, there weren't, and at least he was able to get back to the line of scrimmage, so they didn't lose anything, but you're exactly right. Nowhere to go.
On third down, they'll run it with Sanders. And he gets it to the 34. Good enough for the first. 9 yards that time.
Well, partner, what do you think? Might have been 4-down territory if they didn't pick it up, but...
Yeah, it's a moot point now. I was curious, so if they didn't get it there, would they have gone for it? I guess we'll never know.
Yeah, we didn't have to make that call, but I have a feeling both of us would have said, go for it.
On 1st and 10, it's Sanders. A nice move he had, but can't break away. And he's brought down just inside the 30. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Consecutive positive runs for him on the last 2 snaps. He certainly appears to be trying to put the offense on his back and just move them down the field when his number is called. The way he's running it, I'd keep going back to him.
On 2nd down and 4, Hurts. That's swung out wide to Sanders. And he's brought down at the 24 after a gain of 4. He's already proven to be a factor in the running game on this drive. Now he gets involved in the passing game.
I think what we're seeing here is the modern version of workhorse in the NFL, being able to run it and catch it with equal proficiency.
On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. Over the middle, complete. It's Brown. And he is going to have an Eagles first down, and he'll have it by plenty as they're able to keep the drive alive on 3rd and inches. They clearly wanted to come out, Charles, and be aggressive throwing the football, and they've been pretty efficient along with that aggressiveness. He's now 4 of 4 on this opening drive.
Yeah, and that's led to a fresh set of downs. I like what he's doing back there. You can tell he's at ease, feels good about what he's doing. And I think if I'm the play caller, I'm reading that, and I'm continuing to let him throw the football.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. They go back to the ground with Sanders. And he'll be stopped after a gain of only a couple down to the 15-yard line.
Well, that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive. And once again, they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That was a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Hurts. Over the middle to Smith. Hurts finding Smith for the Philly first. And no question, this is exactly how they wanted to start this football game. And nice pass there. Now they're set up beautifully, Charles, to finish this off with a touchdown.
Yeah, but they've still got to finish it off, partner, and that means they've got to execute at this stage of the field. So we've seen many teams march it right to the goal line and not cash in. They've got something dialed up here that puts it in the end zone.
A chance for the first points of this Super Bowl. It's 1st and goal. They'll try to run it in, going option right. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Jalen Hurts scoring on the keeper from 6 yards out. And the Eagles are on the board first here in this Super Bowl. Solid finish to the opening drive. And look, when you get down around the goal line, you have to account for his legs. We saw it right there.
Yeah, that's the added dimension to the offense, isn't it? Remember what the offensive line coach told us earlier this week? I told my guys, he's going to run it. We have to make sure he stays protected and give him an opportunity.
Elliott good with a PAT, and it's now a 7-0 game. So that one a long 11-play drive, and it's capped off by a touchdown run of 6 yards. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. Fields it right around the goal line. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18. The Bengals offense here ready to rock and roll. Joe Burrow is the man at quarterback.
And when you come into the league as the #1 guy selected, a lot of hype comes with it. And sometimes that weight can be unbearable. But this young man, he took that weight on and handled it as well as you can imagine. And I love his ability to make a second, third reaction play and create downfield.
Burrow and the Bengals with a 1st and 10 at their own 18. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. That one taken in by T. Higgins. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. Right off the bat, it's a 1st down to start the drive, 12 yards.
Defense gives up a touchdown the opening drive. Offense, you got to want to get out there and get those points back right now.
And that's a sharp throw there to get this drive off to a good start. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Here's Burrow. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Certainly appeared to take away his first read, and by the time he tried to look elsewhere and find an open target, the coverage was too good. That one falls incomplete.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Burrow looking to pass. Oh, he'll let one go deep for Higgins. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
That's what you're going to need to do against those big receivers. You got to get in there and get physical with them. That time he got in close, got in tight, and knocked the ball away.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Now Burrow. He's got him in, complete. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. That goes as a gain of 36 on 3rd down.
Well, after the standard 2-week layoff, you always wonder how's your offense going to respond and come out and play here in the Super Bowl. Well, they got a great answer right there and almost a sigh of relief on that side of the field because now they've got to feel like they can use their entire playbook and game plan for this one.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. They're passing here. Joe Burrow. Throw left side, caught by the tight end Hurst. And he's brought down here just outside of the 20.
When you get a big tight end like this, sometimes it takes more than one man to bring him down. Oftentimes your best bet, just jump on and hold on and wait for your teammates to arrive to help get him on the ground.
Again, it's Burrow. Boyd's the target, and he has it over the middle. And he'll be marked down right at the 15-yard line.
And I think this is a route we'll see more of as this game goes on because with his speed, they want to get him the ball in space on drag routes just like this. They want him to get the ball and run after the catch. Good job there, though, holding him for a short gain.
First carry here for Joe Mixon. This carry, despite the extra effort, will be stopped short of the 10. And give him about 4 on the play, but he's marked short, so it'll be 3rd and about the length of the football.
Well, they didn't get a whole lot out of that one, but I think you've got to continue to try and run and try and keep the defense honest.
You mean or else they'll just sit back, dare you to throw it on every down?
Yeah, you get your quarterback hit a lot that way, too.
They give to Mixon to try to pick it up. And he's able to pick up the first down before he's tackled right at the 10. A stop there on 3rd. They could have held him to 3 on this opening drive. Now they have to bow their necks on 1st and goal.
And if I'm looking at this from the offense's point of view, that's a big-time pickup right there. And I go right at him with another momentum play. I go quickly and attack them because right now they probably have their heads down a little bit since they didn't stop him on 3rd down.
First and goal, and a chance to get that initial touchdown right back. Burrow will throw. Over the middle, that's caught by Chase. And he gets halfway home from the 10 to the 5 on a pickup of 5. And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal. Look at this, a tight end carry. And he's going to press this one forward as they stop it right around the 1. Give him right around 4 on the carry. We'll see if they want to keep pounding here on 3rd and goal.
It's a bit of a dangerous part of the field for them to break into their bag of tricks, but for a minute there, I thought it was going to set up perfectly for them. Instead, they don't get into the end zone, but they do pick up positive yardage.
Mixon. And this play is going nowhere as he dives to the ground behind the line of scrimmage. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
They'll try and throw forward with Burrow. And this is caught. For the moment, it's a touchdown, but multiple flags down, so let's sort this out.
Illegal touching. Offense.
So reverse the celebration. We'll see if they have something else in their bag of tricks.
And isn't that always tough to watch when they score and you see the excitement, and then when they realize those points aren't going to count? Can they get it back together and find their way back to the end zone?
Back to throw now in his own end zone. Fires the quick slant. A.J. Brown's got it. And he's able to get this across the 10 before being taken down. 11 yards for number 11.
Well, as a coach, you absolutely love seeing your offense find their rhythm early, and that's exactly what we've seen so far. They had a touchdown on their opening drive, and now they connect here for another nice gain for a 1st down. This offense is moving the ball well, exactly as he drew it up in practice.
So a little more space to work with here from the 13 on 1st and 10. Shotgun snap and then the give. Now a loose football. The ball comes out and the Bengals grab it.
Do you remember in preseason when we were going to the different training camps and visiting teams, and we always would see the running backs working out and going through those gauntlet drills, and, you know, guys either slapping at the ball or the machines? You got to learn to take care of it.
Yeah, they lost it there. Big fumble. Cincinnati coming back onto the field here for their 2nd drive. They've got the ball in a great spot here, already inside the red zone following that fumble recovery. And now before the ball changes hands, they're going to take a look at this just to make sure that they have it right.
Previous play is under review.
And the question, was the knee in fact down before this ball comes loose? And is the video convincing enough to overturn it?
A lot of factors here. Remember, you also need clear possession of football afterwards. This is a tough one to overturn.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field is reversed.
So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble. The fumble on first down. Now here's second down. Hurts. Being chased, and he's going to be brought down. Back at his own 6-yard line. Trey Hendrickson. Credit him with a sack as he buries him for a loss of 10.
Well, they've been fighting and scratching and clawing for that first sack in the game, and it turns out to be a big one. Not just a short one right there behind the line. First one they get, 10-plus yards, and a guy who has the legs to escape most of these.
So after that sack, Hurts and the Eagles, tough spot here, 3rd and long. Back to throw here. Buying time to his left. And he works his way past the line of scrimmage and then slides to a halt. 1 quarter done, 3 more to play here in Super Bowl 57. 7-0 is our score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Now we are back. Biggest game of the year, the Super Bowl, and both teams ready for the start of the 2nd quarter. On is Kern, the punter, to send this one away. Now a fair catch signaled for and made right about the 43-yard line. Cincinnati now ready to take the field. Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 44. Now it's Burrow. This is caught. It's Boyd. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. It's a gain of 13, and the Bengals have a first down.
Now how about this throw right here? Had to throw it to the left sideline, and you know the timing's got to be correct on this one. Ball's got to be right where it needs to be, and it was. That's because he had great arm strength on that one, able to drive the football. Quarterbacks love it when they can show off their arms.
And now hold everything here as the challenge flag is out. And we're going to get a review of that last play.
The previous play is under review.
Did he keep those feet in bounds? That's the question they've got to decide. And I got to say, watching it in real time, it was awfully close.
Yeah, it certainly looked like a heck of a catch because he didn't appear to bobble it, which could complicate things. But even with the benefit of replay, that's pretty tight.
Well, here's the call.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field stands.
So not successful there on the challenge, and he'll have to be careful from here on out because he'll only have 1 challenge remaining. Mixon with a first down carry. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. It's a Bengal first down, a pickup of 11.
Absolutely love the run right there. This guy's known for his quickness, but also for his speed. And he's able to get to the 2nd level almost before you blink if you give him any type of blocking. Always talk about slot receivers, and they're usually known as quicker than fast. In this case, we've got a guy who's quick and fast, and he used it to great advantage.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. Here's Burrow setting up to throw it. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And this is incomplete. Oh, he had 6 points right in his hands but could not hang on.
They went with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And they're going to move it down inside the 25.
They gave up the completion there, but this is what zone defenses count on. Catching the ball and not much run after the catch.
Now the Bengals on third down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This time it's 3rd and 3. From the shotgun, it's Burrow. He'll drop this one down to Mixon. And he is going to have a Bengals first down by a couple of yards as they're able to convert here on 3rd and 3.
Well, they've certainly done a nice job spreading the ball around on this drive. This time he gets it out to his back, and it's another nice play and another first down. They've got the defense on their heels a little bit. They're reacting instead of being aggressive and making plays.
So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. Looking middle, and it's incomplete.
Well, they certainly did a nice job there, picking him up out of the backfield and then running stride for stride with it. That's good coverage, and it led to an incompletion.
Here's 2nd and 10. Now it's Burrow. That's the tight end Hurst with it. And he'll be marked down right at the 15-yard line.
I know sometimes we can get fooled when we watch him make catches, as we just saw him do there, because he really looks like a wide receiver the way he goes about his business.
Yeah, 230, 240 range.
Yeah, not super huge. Maybe not counted on to be that inline point-of-attack blocker that we used to have in the good old days, but you can flex him out. You can run wide receiver routes with him. You can make him a primary target, and that's how he'll shred a defense.
Delay of game, offense.
So they accept the penalty, of course, and push the offense backwards a bit.
Still 3rd down.
After the delay, they're backed up even further for 3rd and long. Back to throw again. He gets this in the hands of Mixon. And he'll only get this to the 14 as he'll come up well short of the first down. That one good for only 6, and it leaves him with a 4th down.
We can make this one pretty simple. Locked up all of his progressions downfield, forced to get it to his running back. But how about the way they ran to the football and knocked him down to force a 4th down?
So on 4th down, off goes Burrow. On comes Evan McPherson for the Bengal field goal. McPherson's kick is good. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal, you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
So after the made field goal, here's McPherson to send this one away. Taking it about the 1. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21. Now back to work for Miles Sanders in the Philly offense. A good job in the passing game, decent job in the running game, but really they've been more effective through the air. We'll see if that shifts at all as this goes on.
Thus far, it feels like they're calling this game in reverse. Normally you run to set up the pass. Here it feels like they're passing, hoping to set up the run and be more effective later on in the game.
And you can do it both ways. We usually talk about it in the reverse, however.
No doubt about it.
On 1st and 10, it's Hurts. This is complete to Watkins on a slant. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. The drive starting play, a good one. Give him 19.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line. Throwing is Hurts. And the throw left sideline here is caught, but they'll rule it incomplete. Couldn't keep his feet in. Second down.
That was a nice grab. Just couldn't get the feet down, right? You need that toe tap sequence there. Whatever size shoe he's wearing, probably need about a half size smaller to complete that one.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Here's Hurts to throw. Got a man. It's Brown. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. On 3rd down, they turn to Sanders. He is going nowhere as he is enveloped behind the line. No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up 4th down. Yes, it's the first half, but we'll see if that stuff there on 3rd and 1 comes back to haunt him.
I hope you don't mind, but it's not going to stop me from putting a check mark next to this play. Let's look back as this game progresses and see if this is one of the key plays in the game, even though it occurred early.
On 4th down, here's Brett Kern to punt the football away. Yikes. Terrible kick headed straight for the sidelines. And the punt over the side in the air, and the spot will be inside the 35. The Bengal offense now gets set to head back out onto the field. Their drive last time, it stalled out. They were forced to take the short field goal.
And the key phrase, you nailed it, forced to, because you know coaches look at these short field goals as a last resort, right? To them, that's not how drives are supposed to end. You're supposed to put 6 on the board. That's a consolation prize. Like going to the county fair, you don't get the big stuffed animal on that one, do you?
No, you don't go top shelf. That's bottom shelf material. The Burrow's throw caught by Higgins. That'll go for a gain of 7, and it'll be 2nd down. Burrow going to fake to mix it and now look to throw. And he's going to hook up with his big tight end. Complete. 13 yards on his first catch. It's a first down as well.
So much goes into a successful play, doesn't it? How about that play action there? Freezing the defense just enough to bring the tight end free downfield for the completion.
Mixing up the middle. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
Got his man complete over the middle. It's Boyd. And he's going to be taken down just shy of the 35.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down. Executed it to perfection. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Here's Burrow. And that's caught one more time by Boyd. And he's going to be taken down at the 28-yard line. 2nd and 3, and they trail 7-3, but getting close to changing that. And this defense hoping to limit them to a field goal to preserve the lead. Burrow going to get this into the hands of Mixon, his running back. And he has another first down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 15-yard line. The Bengals passing game finding a rhythm. They've got another first.
One of my old teammates called me the other day when he was watching the game. He's like, man, trying to watch an NFL game and trying to account for their passing game, that's difficult. And just when you think you get everything covered, here comes a back out of the backfield. And in this case, he picks up a first down.
Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Touchdown! Joe Burrow spotting T. Higgins for the touchdown there. And the Bengals have taken the lead.
The catch and the touchdown, they were the end result of a terrific route run by the receiver.
Evan McPherson for the extra point. And it's through, and that makes the lead 10-7. So that winds up a 7-play drive all told. And it was T. Higgins who capped the drive with the touchdown reception. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. Defense got the better of them last series, forcing a punt. See if they make a few changes in the game plan here and try to get points out of this drive. 1st and 10. Hurts and the Eagles come up here 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. On the throw, let him too much that time. It's incomplete. Just his 2nd incompletion so far. He's 8 for 10. I think he'll take 80%.
There's no doubt that he will, but if you're the defensive play caller, you better circle what you just dialed up on your play sheet and come back to it because you just caused an incompletion. You need a few more of those.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Hurts sets up to throw it. This will be caught by Brown. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Starting to rack up the yardage here in this first half. 5 catches now and a first down. Up the middle they go with Sanders. And across midfield he goes and into Bengal territory. Just will be run on a first down run. Call it 8 yards. And it's 2nd and 2.
Good yardage there on first down. Exactly what you want. Get yourself set up to keep making first downs. Keep the clock running. And if they're smart, you're starting to milk the clock. No hurry before you run your 2nd down play.
8 yards the tally on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 2. Hurts going to give it to Sanders on the option. And he'll go down shy of 40 at the 41. 45 yards rushing now on 8 carries for him so far.
And they really needed to get something going, didn't they? They had punted on the last 2 possessions. The running game starting to come to the front for them, providing a nice pickup there to keep this drive going.
They'll throw on first down with Hurts. It's caught on the right side at Smith. And they're going to get this down near the 35-yard line.
Nothing fancy on first down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, he often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for second down, staying ahead of schedule. They'll run with Sanders up the middle. 2 minutes on the clock in the second quarter of this Super Bowl. We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes' time, we'll hand you off to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman will have highlights and analysis of this first half of action. Here's a throw out wide, complete to his running back right side. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. That one unable to develop, never got going. A loss of a couple, and it's second down.
It looked like the defense, they were ready for that one.
Really left him almost no room to work after catching the ball. He could throw every move in the book at him. They were there, and they tackled him for a loss.
A small bit of adversity here on what's been a strong drive as they come up 2nd and 12. They'll look to throw here. Quick slant to Brown. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals' 17-yard line. Give him 12 yards on that one. It earns him a fresh set of downs.
And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago, because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Now the Eagles will use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a tick under a minute to go before half. Well, this has been a good march down the field, but now they're stuck looking at a 2nd and 14. Hurts. And this one is incomplete.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. He'll look to throw. Over the middle, he's got Watkins. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts, as the clock's going to stop with 47 seconds to go in half number 1. Jake Elliott readies for the field goal try. He was originally drafted by the Bengals. From the right hash, this a 31-yard attempt. The kick by Elliott is good, and that will knot us up at 10. So they put together a good little drive there, but ultimately stalling out in the red zone.
Yeah, I know a lot of people look at it as a little bit of a negative. They didn't get 6 points out of it, right? Didn't get the touchdown. But that's actually okay. They got 3 points, able to give their defense a little bit of rest, let them settle down over there. So all in all, to me, that's a good drive.
All level now at 10 apiece as the kick's away. Fielded just outside the goal line. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. The Bengals going to take over late in this first half. And they've got a little under 40 seconds to go if they want to try to put something together here. first down. Here's Burrow. They'll set up the screen here to Mixon. No gain on the screen there at second down.
That was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. Final play of the half for Burrow and company. Open man is Higgins. So we've reached halftime here in the Super Bowl. As now we send you out to Orlando and hook back up with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. And welcome in everyone to our downtown Orlando studios and this EA Sports Halftime Report. First, though, time for a check of the next-gen stats from that first half for Cincinnati. And they've had all sorts of success thus far tonight throwing the football, as they're on pace to throw for 300-plus yards if things continue the way they've been going. Meanwhile, for the Eagles, they weren't quite as successful throwing the ball as their counterparts were, but they still were able to move the ball reasonably well in that first half.
Okay, Coach, yeah, adjustments likely going to play a big role in this third quarter in what's been a tight contest so far. These two teams sat through a longer than usual 30-minute wait, but we're back in action here in this Super Bowl. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down officially at the 21. And the Bengal offense ready to go here to start the third quarter. And through one half at least, this Super Bowl has been everything it was cracked up to be. All tied. What's your key for them, Charles, in the second half?
Simplicity, partner, because in the Super Bowl, with the extra time at halftime, I think some staffs get caught up in trying to design too many things. It's all tied up. They have to remember what they did to get here, put that back into play here in the second half, and I think they'll be all right.
Meanwhile, Burrow's throw here on target to Hurst. And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28.
Now that's staying ahead of the chains. Really good pickup on first down, hitting the tight end there. Now it brings up a second and manageable.
Just found a hole in that zone. Line of scrimmage, the 28 now as they come up on second and a couple. Now Burrow. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And this will be caught at the 30. A big play there for Cincinnati. 42 yards.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
So the big play has them all the way down to the 30 now for 1st and 10. Burrow looking to pass. This goes out wide for Mixon. Stopped at the 24-yard line after a gain of 5.
I know it was a gain, but you have to sense probably a little bit of disappointment there, because when it's out there in open space, I think they expect to get more out of a play, don't you?
Especially when you're getting it to your guy out of the backfield. You're expecting him to be able to create something, be a little more shifty.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Good open field tackling held it to an okay gain.
Delay of game, offense.
That flag accepted, and it backs the offense up a little bit.
Still second down.
2nd and 10. We're all knotted up at 10, but it appears that may change soon. Only question is, will they have to settle for 3? Again, it's Burrow. Able to find Higgins. And they're going to move it down to inside the 25. Well, hang on now. We're going to pause here. We've got an injured player. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment.
The Eagles call on the extra defensive back here as they prepare for a stop on 3rd down. Now it's Burrow.
Slant pass to Burrow.
And he takes it down to the 10-yard line. He continues to deliver a 1st down here. He had 4 catches in the 1st half, and this one number 5.
And that could be one of those turning point plays in a ball game. A field goal gets you the lead here, but they want to make a statement and get 6 points. And they're certainly going to get that opportunity as they get the conversion and set up 1st and goal.
They'll give it to Mixon. And he will take it on in for a Bengals touchdown.
Joe Mixon, a 10-yard touchdown run. And the Bengals have taken the lead as they go right down the field and score on the opening drive of the 2nd half. It finishes off the drive with a touchdown run, Charles. Remember, he also had a catch on this drive as well.
And that's what running backs want to be in today's NFL, a complete back. 3 down, stay on the field, run it and catch it, and he gets it done.
Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And that makes it a 17-10 score.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. Fields it right around the goal line. And he'll get it up just past the 20 as his guys will go to work at the 21-yard line.
So here are the Eagles now as they get set for their first possession of the 2nd half.
Well, Charles, you and I said at intermission, feels like we're set up for a good 2nd half. Well, the other side scored, and now it's up to them to answer. How do they respond here with their first drive of the 2nd half?
Well, bottom line is they just saw the ball go in the end zone against their defense, and they saw what good offense looks like. They believe they've got a good offense as well. Run the best plays you've got to the top performers you have, and try to move that ball down the field for an answering score.
Up past the 25 to the 26, a gain of 5.
If you're a coach, you'll absolutely take that run every time on 1st down because it really sets you up to go in a number of directions here on 2nd.
The 1st down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5.
Throwing is Hurts.
Over the middle here to Brown. And they're able to get this one across the 35. They picked up 5 yards last time. Now they double it and get 10 here. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Here's Hurts to throw. Looking for A.J. Brown again, and he's got it again. And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line.
first downs right in succession, and this is an offense that could really use a good drive, and they're off to a fast start here.
So they'll come up in Bengals territory now with a 1st and 10 at the 47. They'll look to throw. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And they're going to get this to about the 44-yard line.
Completion was given up, but that's why you play zone defense, so that you can have people around the ball when it's caught, and you don't give up much run after the catch.
From the 44, Hurts fires the quick slant. A.J. Brown's got it. And he's going to be taken down just shy of the 35.
In today's football, where receivers break tackles, make people miss, get upfield for the extra yardage, when you see a play like that where it's caught and he's dropped on the spot, that's a big-time play by the defense.
On 1st and 10, it's Hurts. Open man has got it, the tight end. And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28.
When you execute a drag or a crossing route really well and give them a chance to let it develop a little bit, you can gain some significant yardage hitting your tight end on that one.
A give running left. It's Sanders. And he'll be brought down at the 21, just shy of the 20 in the red zone. 7 yards there and a 1st down.
But they're getting ready to go to work now in prime real estate after that last run. Found his spot and picked up nice yardage, didn't he?
And now he's got him knocking on the door of the red zone. On 1st down, Hurts. And that nearly their first pick of the game, but it falls down to the ground incomplete.
Another attempt, another incompletion, and when I look at the scoreboard and where we are in this game, it comes to mind that they have to start getting the ball in the hands of their playmakers. Throw it to the guys that maybe can take a short pass and turn it into a long gain or make people miss downfield. They've got to have points, and the guys who can put the ball in the end zone, they're the ones that need to touch the ball.
And he'll be taken down at the 2-yard line. 18 yards that time to push him up 1st and goal.
And I'll tell you what, this offense is playing a little bit of keep away right now. They've come out here in the 3rd quarter, possessed the ball for quite a while, and they keep on converting. Nice pitch and catch there to set up the 1st and goal.
And they'll try the option on 1st and goal. And he's in for an Eagles touchdown. Jalen Hurts, his 2nd touchdown of this Super Bowl. And the Eagles are an extra point away from tying up this Super Bowl. So a strong drive here to lead off this 3rd quarter. That has them an extra point away from tying things up.
And partner, this is pretty much what they envisioned when they were sitting there in the locker room thinking about getting things going to start here in the 3rd quarter. Getting out there, a field goal would have been fine, but going ahead and scoring here, an extra point away from tying things up, that's exactly how they drew it up on the board.
Elliott on for the extra point. And he gets it to go, and we're all even, 17 apiece. So that one a pretty time
time-consuming 10-play drive, and it's culminated by a 2-yard touchdown run. So all square here in this third quarter as the kick's away.
Taking it about the 1. For the Bengals offense getting set and ready to go again here. And their lead has evaporated in this third quarter. It's tied once more as they begin with a 1st and 10. A little jet sweep to start the drive. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5. Defensively, they had that one pretty well figured out.
Yeah, and one of the things about this play, it can be even more effective when you run a lot of motion, and there's plenty of times you don't hand it off.
2nd and 5. Burrow going to give this to Mixon.
Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. They'll say no gain on the play there, and now it'll be 3rd down. Defense able to get there, swarm to the football. Zilch, 0 nada there for the offense, Charles.
Yeah, it really was an example of good team defense, wasn't it? Everyone handled their responsibilities, and they held them to no gain.
They're passing here. Joe Burrow. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Boyd. And able to get this across the 20 before going out of bounds. And just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away. And that's going to make it 4th down.
So much about offense is what you call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job there of limiting that and keeping him from a 1st down.
Yeah, stopped him in his tracks. The Bengals bring out their punter now as he's on to kick it away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. 36 yards on the punt with no return. And the Eagles will have it, taking over 1st and 10. The Eagles offense now gets set to head back onto the field.
A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now. But let's give credit where it's due, because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
Yeah, because offensively, we know that they're not going to be shy about throwing that football.
Trey Hendrickson able to drop him that time for his 2nd sack of the evening.
How about that, partner? His 2nd sack of the game, and that puts him in some pretty good company. 17 guys have had 2 sacks in the previous 52 Super Bowls, but only 3 have had the record number of 3 sacks in this game.
And we've got the list here. If he gets another one and everyone behaves nicely, we might just list those out for him. So after the sack, here's 2nd and 14.
Hurts with a little pop pass on the jet sweep.
And able to use his blockers to get this up over the 40.
And a lot of times, these plays, they either go for nothing or they go for big yardage. And here, they got to the outside, turned it upfield, and ended up getting a nice little gain out of it.
A nickel look now for the Bengals as they try to stop him here on 3rd down.
Hurts sets up to throw it. And able to catch it on the left sideline, but they're going to rule him out of bounds. So it'll be incomplete, certainly one they'd like to have back as it brings up 4th down.
Well, he certainly thought he had an open look beyond the first down marker to his receiver, but they just couldn't connect, and that will send them back to the drawing board.
Here's Brent Kern now as he's on to punt for Philadelphia. Taylor now to return it. We'll call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And the Bengals will take over here 1st and 10. Now the Cincinnati offense ready to see what they can do here. And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is, can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive. Throw left side, caught by the tight end, Hurst. Calling a gain of 3 on the play, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
And let's face it, you can put any Halloween costume on him. You're not going to be able to disguise him, because for a tight end of his size, difficult to sneak him anywhere, but that's what they tried to do. Lined up on his right, tried to work his way back to his left, but just a minimal gain as the defense was able to react quickly. On 2nd down, here's Mixon. A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31.
You know that old expression, it's not my night? It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. From the shotgun, Joe Burrow. He'll drop this one down to Mixon. And they'll bring him down 1 yard shy after a pickup of 4.
How about that strategy there, Brandon? 3rd down, they just said, we've got faith in our tacklers. We'll give you the short stuff, and just decided to protect the sticks. So every time I hear fans telling me tackling's not a part of the game anymore, plays like that, I can clip and save and show them you have to tackle well if you want to be a good defense.
The Bengals bring out their punter now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. Yards on the punt, 2 on the return. Philadelphia's offense ready to go again. And Charles, a very uninspired effort the last time we saw them out there was a quick 3 and out, then they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
Hurts and the Eagles come up here 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And this is caught by Watkins. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of, until they stop him, why not go back to it? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Hurts. And he is going to be taken down. And that should be the final play of this 3rd quarter. Just 1 more quarter remains in the season-long race for the Lombardi Trophy here at Super Bowl 57 from Glendale. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Hurts. And that is incomplete.
It certainly didn't appear that that's where he wanted to go with the ball initially, so he tried to get something out of it by dumping it off to his running back unsuccessfully.
Here's Brent Kern now as he's on to punt for Philadelphia. A 44-yard punt. They're going to wind up losing yardage on the return, though. And the Bengals take over 1st and 10. Cincinnati now ready to take the field. And this Super Bowl has been as good as advertised. Probably one of the best that we've seen in recent memory. all even here in this fourth quarter. Throwing now, Burrow on first down. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And down he'll go at the 25. A good convergence there defensively, only a yard, and it's second down.
Nice job by the defense figuring that play out and holding it to a short game, but I don't think the offense is going to be daunted. They actually accomplished their goal there. Now they've got them aware that they can throw a screen at them, maybe to slow the pass rush down a little bit, and they can throw it downfield.
Inside handoff to Mixon. And he's upended at the 33, following a good pickup of 8. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him, so when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
Now the Bengals on third down. They're at 50%, 4 for 8. They're looking at third in the nose of the football. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Oh, I thought he had that one, and that was nearly a big third down conversion to give this drive some life. Instead, they're on the spot and help separate the receiver from the ball.
The Bengals bring out their punter now as he'll come on to kick this one away. A 40-yard punt, 5 yards on the return. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. Here's the Philadelphia offensive unit now as they head out to take over possession. Excellent job by their defense to force the punt and provide them with this opportunity, all tied in the fourth quarter. Hurts and the Eagles come up here 1st and 10, just shy of the 30. They'll try and start this drive in the air. He's got Dallas Goedert, his tight end, over the middle. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Successful start to the drive, 17 yards, and moves the sticks.
And partner, in a tie game in the fourth quarter, you and I both know in the NFL, that's when you lean on your stars, and he came through with a nice catch right there.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. Hurts a handoff to Sanders. And across midfield he goes and into Bengal territory. The 71 yards rushing for him now to this point.
It's not a huge breakaway run, but if your starting running back finishes the game with averages of 5 or 6 yards per touch, you'll take that every single time.
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. Another run with Sanders. And he's going to be stopped up at about the 47-yard line. It'll be a pickup of a couple, and it leaves him with a 3rd and 3. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. And they'll run the option on 3rd and short yardage. Oh, no, he lost the football. And the Bengals grab it. And they finally put it into this return, but not before he's all the way down to the 37.
Well, so much for the 4-minute offense. They were trying to reduce the clock, get in position to win the game, and leave no time for them to come back and catch them. And guess what? They turned the ball over. Yeah, I mean, they had it all set up for themselves, and they let it get away.
Now the Cincinnati offense ready to see what they can do here. Well, the fumble recovery certainly has put them in the driver's seat. 1st and 10, all tied here in the fourth. A handoff to Mixon. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
Back to Mixon on second down.
And a short gain down to about the 33.
That play reminded me a lot of a former teammate of mine. We used to call him the trash man. His ability to sit through traffic and make plays was uncanny.
And that's exactly what you want from your Mike linebacker. So third down, and a field goal from here would be right about 50 yards as they try to get closer. Out of the gun, it's Burrow. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked up by Kaiser White. And the Eagles are going to have it here as they'll start at their own 24-yard line. Well, we say it often, Charles, but not all interceptions are created equally, and that is a big one here in a tie ball game in the fourth quarter.
And, Brandon, when games are this close, it usually comes down to the team making the fewest mistakes, and that was one of our mantras back at Tennessee. Coach Majors say all the time, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. You've got to cut those down to give yourself an opportunity.
Hurts and the Eagles come up here 1st and 10 at their own 24. He'll start with a handoff to Sanders. And he'll take it forward for about 5 up to the 28-yard line.
Nice satisfying run up first down for the offense, picking up 5, which means defensively, the thought process is entirely different. You don't want to panic, but at the same time, you're saying to each other, we got to tighten this down. We can't give up gains like that.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Another run here with Sanders. And now they're going to get him down right at the line of scrimmage. They'll say no gain on the play there, and now it'll be 3rd down.
Absolutely love the effort there. The ability to flow from his inside spot and stop that one at the line of scrimmage. Nice linebacker play.
The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've struggled to the tune of 2 for 8 so far. This will be 3rd and 5. It's caught on the right side at Smith. And he is going to have an Eagles first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
They'll throw on first down with Hurts. Over the middle, complete. It's Brown. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards, and it's 2nd down. He'll look to throw. That's swung out wide to Sanders. And down he goes at the 49, a 3-yard pickup.
That might feel like a little bit of a lost opportunity there for the offense because the defense brought pressure that time. And sometimes against that, you can get out to your running back, and it could turn into a big gain downfield. But what a nice job they did getting to him quickly and holding him to a short gain.
On 3rd down, they'll run it with Sanders. And he will have the first down as he gets this to the 47.
Brandon, unfortunately, I've been here before. They've had 2 opportunities to stop them, so this is demoralizing. They haven't gotten it done. Now you're calling all your blitzes, all your attack defenses, but you're not worried about playing your normal position. You're going to take chances now.
Well, you said it. 2 third down opportunities to get off the field. Couldn't do it, and the clock continues to roll. to throw now on first down. He finds his tight end, Goddard. That's complete. And the tackle going to be made at the 38.
That's tough to play zone defense when they can just curl up right there in front of you.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we talk about finding the soft spot. Defensively, how do you make sure they don't find the soft spot like they did there?
Tough to do, because what they normally will do is run routes that'll pull you out of that spot they want to get into. That's what we call not taking the cheese, right? Don't go for the mousetrap. But it's hard to do because you see a guy cutting that in that direction, you tend to go towards him.
That will go for 9 yards and a first down on the keeper.
Well, if you're going to run the read option, typically, you've got to keep an eye on the defensive end.
And what does that mean? What are you looking for with a defensive end?
Well, you want to play off of what he does. If he collapses inside towards the running back, then you pull it and take it yourself outside in. If he stays outside, you go ahead and leave it with the running back. In this case, pulled it and got good yardage himself.
On 1st and 10, it's Sanders. And just good downhill running there as he'll take this to the 15-yard line. 94 yards on the ground for him now as he has gotten better, really, as the night's gone on.
I hope we give enough respect to the big guys up front because they have been getting it done on this drive. The holes have been large, and they've been barreling through them, picking up first downs.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete.
That's not the first time they've gone his way on this drive, and they were obviously keyed into him because they were there to help break that pass up.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. They're going to look to throw. Throw left side complete. That's Sanders. And he'll be out of bounds, taking it just shy of the 10 at the 11 or the 12. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Call it no gain on the keeper, and it's going to bring up a 4th down. So a big kick coming now for Jake Elliott. This to break our 4th quarter tie. The kick by Elliott is good. And with that, they take the lead here 20-17. So the drive here ends with a field goal. It does give them the lead, but this one's still certainly a long ways from over.
It definitely puts a lot of pressure on your defense to hold the lead, right? They're happy to have it and happy to be out there trying to do so. But I know as a former player, in the back of their mind, they're thinking, why don't you score the touchdown and seal this thing?
After the field goal, here's Elliott to kick it away. Fielded just outside the goal line. Cincinnati now ready to take the field. And now they find themselves trailing following the field goal. Still a good amount of time in this 4th quarter, but this drive very well could determine the outcome of this ball game. Burrow going to lead up the Bengals here 1st and 10 at their own 16. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Flush to his right. And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage. Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's second down.
I like how he hung in there and went through his progressions, but eventually his internal clock went off and told him it was time to make a run for it, and he ends up sliding down with a solid gain.
3 points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the fourth. So the Bengals in possession of the football here as we get your reset. They come up on a second down now in a game that looks like it's going to go down the wire.
Burrow's throw taken in here by Chase. The LSU connection. Burrow to Chase for the Cincinnati first.
That gets them the first down, but they've still got to move quickly here.
First down now, but that clock rolling.
Burrow. Connecting with Mixon.
And that's good for a gain of 6, and it'll be second down.
It drives some people crazy to see those short throws underneath. They've got to find a way to gash the defense downfield.
And Burrow's saying, let's go, let's go. Throwing, Burrow. He will find his man Chase complete.
And he has another first down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 43. A gain there of 21 yards.
And this is obviously a spot where you lean on your stars. Get the ball to them in open space and let them do what they do.
First down now, but the clock continues to move.
Here's Burrow.
Boyd's the target, and he has it over the middle.
And they're going to get this down to about the 37.
They're making steady progress, but I see your face. You're worried about that clock.
I'm worried about the clock, and at some point, you have to have a splash play in there as well.
Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game.
To throw, Burrow. Over the middle, that's caught by Chase.
Now another timeout called for by the offense as they'll stop it with 27 seconds showing on the clock.
Burrow. Another one into the hands of Jamar Chase.
And he's down into the red zone at the 15 after a gain of 15. First and 10. Another first down as they call his number again. He's got 15 yards here. Now the Bengals going to signal for their third and final timeout. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. Going to signal for a timeout. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. So the field goal unit is on the field as this is a big spot right here. This to potentially send us to overtime. And his kick is indeed good, and they will tie this game here in the final seconds. Well, you talk about clutch. That one was right down Broadway, and this game's all even here in the fourth.
Yeah, he didn't leave any doubt, did he? Good snap, good hold, dead center. Almost like a big-time golfer in a major, firing at a pin from the fairway, trying to win the tournament going down the stretch.
Fitting for what's been a tight ball game. We're all even at 20 now as the kick's away.
Taken at the goal line.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. Tie game, and barring something incredible here, we're likely headed to overtime.
What I would do is either hand it off inside or more likely I take a knee and let the clock run out. Because if I'm back there trying to throw and a sack happens, the ball comes free, I can lose the game here. If I get to overtime, I can still win it.
So it'll be the Bengals with the football here to start the overtime session as the kick is away. Taken in at the 3. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. And out now, here come the Bengals. Well, all right, partner, take a deep breath. The biggest of biggest stages in sport, the Super Bowl, and here we go with the first drive of overtime.
I'm not going to just take a deep breath. I'm going to get a little oxygen as well, because this is the biggest thing in sports if you're a football player. Now, the bottom line for these guys is continue to find a way to execute your assignments, but that opportunity presents itself for something a little extra, maybe a gamble here or there. You've got to know when it presents, take it, and maybe it'll tip the balance for your team.
And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first. But nice start for them here to overtime. And maybe the plan here is don't do anything too crazy. Don't try for some big play, Charles. Just move the chains, put the pressure on the defense.
Well, these early first downs are certainly nice confidence builders as they begin overtime, because even though you've just played 4 quarters, the feeling's entirely different when you take the field in OT, because you just want to settle in, as you suggested, keep the ball moving, and rely on your opponent to make that first big mistake.
Meanwhile, Burrow's throw here on target to Hurst. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And they'll be left with a second and about a foot. Overtime here out west, and you got a team from the Eastern time zone. Maybe their body clock's a little thrown off, or is that overhyped?
I don't think it's overhyped. And I think that for most teams, you're hoping that your mind overrules your body, because your body's looking for slippers and bedtime clothes, right? They're looking for the pajamas. But in this case, you've got to stay with it mentally. And what a lot of teams do, they never change their watches. They always say on East Coast time, and just go ahead that way to try and defeat any of the effects of moving to the west.
Well, he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down. Well, good start for him under center here in overtime, now 3 of 3.
And this is where you have to know who you have playing quarterback. You've got a confident thrower right now, someone who's taking care of the ball, but not being timid as well, and is moving the team downfield. That opens up your playbook and allows you to dial up some big shots if you want them.
They are into field goal range, but definitely thinking touchdown as they come up 1st and 10. They're passing here, Joe Burrow. That's going to be complete on the sideline, but, you know, that throw left him no room to run, and the good footwork nearly all for naught. So just 3 yards on the completion there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Was that a receiver? Yeah, actually it was. It was a running back who was a receiver on the play. Ike's been spending time in the receiver drills getting his feet down.
Well, those guys out of the backfield, they got to be good, agile with their feet. He showed the agility there with a toe tap.
No doubt about it. It's like he'd run to ballet school. Got the toes down and stayed in bounds.
A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6.
Well, that's what you're looking for when you want to throw the ball downfield. You want one of those guys who can play out on the perimeter, can play out wide, who can not only get open, but when they're covered, can uncover themselves downfield and create catches.
And Burrow going to throw again. And he's got it. Touchdown, Bengals.
They went 5 wide in that offensive set, and racing going 3 wide's a big deal. To go 5, how about the way that they finish things off?
Did you just fit a race car reference into the game?
Zoom, zoom. How about the way that you play? When you go 5 wide, that means you're going fast now.
Zoom, zoom indeed. McPherson on for the point after. And they will take a 7-point lead now. So the drive there took 6 plays, and it ends with a Bengals score. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. This fielded right at the goal line. And able to get this out to the 25. The Eagles coming out as they get ready. And CD, the pressure is on here. Only a touchdown on this series will prevent their season from coming to an end right here, right now.
And this is why the postseason overtime rules were changed, partner, to afford teams an opportunity to respond in this type of a situation, because in the past, this game would already be over, and the losing team would be making off-season plans. Now they've earned their way into a postseason. They do get a chance to answer after the other team scores first.
It'll be Sanders to begin the drive. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
That was a pretty good job defensively to hold them to a 2-yard run, but I've got to think this offensive line, they're asking their quarterback for a different type of a run, one that they rely on, one they have confidence in, one they feel like they can block.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line.
Hurts sets up to throw it.
Open man has got it, the tight end. It'll be a gain of 5, and now 2 yards to go on 3rd down.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives them a much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
Nervous time now, moving the chains, an absolute must. Here's 3rd down.
They'll try and run for it with Sanders, and he's going to have the 1st down yardage to the 35. A 3rd down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough.
So CD in the postseason, they obviously get the chance to answer that touchdown from a bit ago, but how do they set aside that pressure knowing that their entire season is coming down to this series?
What a great question, and I don't think that they set it aside. I think that they confront it, and they've done it throughout practice time in preparation for opportunities like this.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Right back to Sanders on 1st down. And hard running's going to get him over the 40 to the 42.
111 yards on the ground for him so far.
And that's the kind of run that gets everyone excited on offense. And, you know, oftentimes the guys who carry the ball are the ones in the huddle doing the chirping. Right now, I think it's the offensive line telling them, run it again. We are right there about to break a big one.
Throwing on 2nd and 3. Hurts toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a 1st down. Well done. Give him 18 on the play. Charles, you get into these overtime situations, that's not a bad guy to dial into.
Well, when you have to have plays, especially in a spot as you just described, we're in OT, you've got to go to the guys you can trust and you know are going to make the plays. What they say, it's not the X's and the O's, it's the Jimmies and the Joes.
And now we've got a review here. All challenges in overtime, of course, initiated by the replay official here in the stadium.
Replay is under review.
Did he keep those feet in bounds? That's the question they've got to decide. And I got to say, watching it in real time, it was awfully close.
Yeah, it certainly looked like a heck of a catch because he didn't appear to bobble it, which could complicate things. But even with the benefit of replay, that's pretty tight.
Well, here's the call.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field is reversed.
So the officials and the folks in New York got a second look at this one, and the call is going to be overturned. Hurts. Sanders has it over the middle. And he is going to have an Eagles first down. They needed 3. He doubled that. He got 6.
Short yardage situation, you have to wonder if they thought that they were just going to run it inside. But you have to be cognizant of the back slipping out of the backfield trying to find some open space. And that's exactly what he does to the tune of a first down.
This is where the new rule comes into effect. In past years, this game's over. They've got a chance, though, to match touchdowns now. It's first down.
Sanders shaking and baking. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
Second down, back to Sanders.
And despite the good footwork, he'll be hit and dropped shy of the 45.
And now a pause because we've got A.J. Brown dinged up on that last play, and they're going to have to get some medical attention to it. Well, hopefully, obviously nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break.
This will be play number 9 of the drive here as they need 4 yards on third down.
Here's Hurts to throw.
And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal.
Well, what a game this has turned out to be here. Second possession of overtime. Obviously, Charles, they need the touchdown, and now looking pretty good here in the red zone.
And in addition, they face a very important decision if they do reach the end zone. Kick the extra point, take the tie, and send this game to sudden death, or go for 2 and let it come down to one last 2-point try.
4 downs to get into the end zone and tie this game. It's first and goal. It'll be Hurts on the option.
And he's in. Touchdown, Eagles.
So he's able to take it in from 3 yards out. And the Eagles go coast to coast and finish the drive off with 6 points. Well, CD, they had the overtime answer. Now the question, do they tie it or go for the win?
Well, the teams already knew. The best teams, they made up their minds before they got to the end zone whether they were going to go for 2 or go for the tie.
Elliott now to add the extra point. And this one through the uprights and good. A 10-play drive that time. And it ends with a 3-yard scoring run. So a tie ball game here as the kick's away.
Fields it right around the goal line. And he'll be stopped up at the 25.
The Bengals offense returns to the field. Well, one touchdown answered by another, and we see those new overtime rules come into play and extend this game here, partner. So now it's nice and simple from here on out. Next score wins.
It certainly is, isn't it? Even with the new rules, this is why winning that opening coin toss is so valuable. Now we've reached sudden death. They get the first crack at ending this playoff classic. Execute the same way you did the last time out, and they will certainly be celebrating shortly thereafter.
They will throw on first down with Burrow. He's got a man complete. And they get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. 39 yards there, a big one. Our offense just continues to reign supreme. Big plays, both sides, back and forth. Tough to keep track of.
It certainly is, and I'm over here just marveling at what I'm seeing. It's tough for you, though. You got to call all these big plays and have all this emotion each time they go at each other.
This now in field goal range. It's a question of when you want to try it. Here's first down. Out of the shotgun, they run with Mixon. And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
Back to Mixon on second down. And he will cross the 30 down to the 29-yard line. 3 yards is half of what they needed. Now can they get the other 3 here on third down? They give to Mixon to try to pick it up. And he'll be tackled about 2 yards shy of the line to gain. A 1-yard pickup leads to fourth down.
You know, we might start getting some props here in the booth. You know, that one that says the D and then the fence that you put up next to it. How about that? They brought out the jumbo package and still couldn't move them off the line of scrimmage enough to pick up that first down.
Impressive. They were ready defensively for that jumbo set. Are going to go ahead and take another timeout. They'll be down to just 1 remaining as we step aside here in overtime. So all eyes now locked on Evan McPherson. This undoubtedly the biggest kick of his life. And his kick is good. The field goal is through the uprights, and they've won the Super Bowl. Bengal Nation rejoice. Cincinnati has given you the Super Bowl title. And when this moment comes, I think you look back at all the blood, sweat, and tears, the offseason, the workouts, training camp, week 1, 2, 3, all building up now to say you're a Super Bowl champion. It's worth it.
It certainly is, and rarely do we have a team that hoists the Lombardi Trophy that didn't have their share of bumps along the way, didn't have to face some adversity in the journey, and now they get to just enjoy it and revel in it. And all off season, they'll be signing their autographs with Super Bowl champion underneath it.